Hi everyone. I want to spend a little time talking today about something I found is super common in people that practice Ashtanga yoga, and that is knee pain. The pain in general is usually a part of our practice. Pain can come about either because we push ourselves too much in a posture, we're lacking some awareness when we're going through a transition and we tweak something. It could be an existing imbalance in the body. It could be hormonal changes. There are lots and lots of reasons for pain that arises at certain points in our practice. And if we've been practicing for many years, we know that pain is something that comes and goes. The key is how we deal with that pain, how we relate to that pain, and whether we ignore it and push it aside or we use it as an informational tool, as something that's trying to teach us something, and then relate to it in such a way that actually heals us and actually transforms us. So with knee pain specifically, I think it's super common because a lot of us have tight hips and we have a lot of lotus postures in our practice. And in general, we just don't use our knee joints like we used to. A lot of us don't spend very much time sitting in a cross-legged position in our normal lives or sitting in a squatting position. We're often sitting in chairs. And so our knee joints may not be as mobile as they could be. So knee pain tends to enter our bodies. And so how do we deal with knee pain? For me particularly, I have a lot of sensitivity in my right knee, and it gets aggravated when I put my right leg into a lotus position. So I just want to share a couple of really simple techniques that have helped me. The first one is to make sure that the rotation is really coming from the hip when we're putting our leg into a lotus. So without awareness, we might just put our leg into a lotus like this. Really quickly, we might just bring it in. With awareness on the right hip, what I do is I make sure that my right hip is really rotating externally, and then I bring my foot into that lotus position. Okay, and I'm going to show you that on both sides. So the first way, with a little less awareness, would just be to bring it in. With a little more attention and awareness would be to really rotate the hip and bring the foot into that lotus position. You might already feel relief just from doing it that way. Another thing that has been really helpful to me is to have a scarf or a towel or something that you can roll up. And this acts like a spacer in the knee joint. So when you bring your leg into a lotus, you're going to put this right behind the knee. So again, I'm going to make sure that my hip is externally rotating. I'm going to bring this spacer inside my knee and then bring the foot into a half lotus position. I find so much relief from doing my lotus with a spacer. And I don't know how it works or why it works, but I do find that it works quite effectively. And you can play with the thickness of the spacer. So you could make it really thick, like this, or you could make it a little thinner. Just depends on what you need. And then one last thing I'll show you is more of a therapeutic posture. So this is something you could incorporate into your practice, maybe towards the end or at the beginning or even before back bending. You could try something like this. Or you can do it outside of your asana practice, just when you have a few moments to do something like this. You would take a block, and I think I'll turn this way to show you what I mean. Take a block and put it between your legs here. My heels are touching the block, and I'm just going to sit my butt right on the block. Hopefully you'll feel some relief on the inside of the knee here. This is a great posture to just spend a few minutes in. If you feel like you can go a little bit lower, you could remove the block altogether and just sit the bum all the way down onto the ground. And I like to spend a few minutes here. This doesn't have to be during your asana practice. It could be, you could do a seated meditation in this posture, or this could just be, when you have a few moments to yourself whenever that is. Okay, and then you could come out of that. Just shake out your legs a little bit. Okay, so I hope those little techniques are helpful to you in your practice as you deal with knee pain. And remember that when you're in the practice, dealing with any sort of pain, whether it's knee pain or anything else, it's the relationship with that pain that's essential. Honor the pain, use it to teach you, use it to learn something. And when you're in a posture and you feel like you're right at your edge and you have a choice between pushing and honoring the pain, choose to honor the pain, because that's ultimately what's going to heal you.